Hey guys, Taylor here and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you've already been here, thanks for coming back. So in today's video, I'm coming at y'all with this full coverage summery kind of makeup look, and I will be using everything from the drugstore. And what makes this video so fun today, I will be using your recommendations. So if you are interested in seeing how I created this look, then please keep on watching. Before we start the video, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Please turn your post notifications on so you get notified every time your girl uploads a video, and follow me on Instagram. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Alright you guys, so the brows are already done, but I did use products from the drugstore. I used the NYX brow pencil in the shade Espresso just to outline the brows, and then to fill it in I used the e.l.f. brow pomade also in the shade Espresso. I didn't go for the soapy brow today just because I need to glue my brows, so it's just going to look a little bit too thick. So yeah, that's it for the brows. For the eyes, I have the e.l.f. Retro Paradise eyeshadow palette. A couple of you guys said like any eyeshadow palette from e.l.f. and the Makeup by Tammy eyeshadow palette with Revolution. They did not have that in store, so I'm just going to use the e.l.f. Retro Paradise eyeshadow palette to create a look. So I'm taking the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Deep Caramel. This is the Hydrating Camo, and I'm going to use this as my eyeshadow base. This is what I used to clean up my brows, by the way. And I'm blending this out with a Real Techniques sponge. By the way, this sponge that I'm using to blend the concealer on my lids, it's not a damp sponge. And I'm taking the tiniest bit of the NYX setting powder just to set this concealer. I'm taking a E27 brush and I'm taking the shade Caliente from the Retro Paradise eyeshadow palette. I'm just going to blend this shade all over my crease. I'm taking the M573 brush and I'm taking the tiniest bit of this shade called Spice, and as you can see I added that to the outer portions of the eye, so I'm going to do the same thing on this eye. Okay, so I took the L'Oreal Full Wear Concealer in the shade 410 and a like cut crease brush, and I'm just going to pat that on the inner parts of the eyes, kind of like cutting the crease but not cutting the crease. I'm just giving the shimmer something to stick to. Alright, so I took this little flat brush and this shade called Fortuna, and I'm just going to pat that on the lids, well, this eye. Now that that shade is down, I took the brush that I used for the shade Spiced, and I'm just going to go over where the shimmer is, like right over here, just so it doesn't look too harsh. And I kind of do the same thing with the first brush as well. And I'm using that same brush again with the shade Spiced, just the tiniest bit, just to blend that harshness right there, so you can see the difference. So this harshness right here. I'll just go back and forth with that brush and the brush that I used for the shimmer. this is what the eyes are looking like. I'm going to apply some lashes and then I'll be right back to jump into the base. All right, y'all, so for primer, I didn't get a recommendation from you guys from YouTube and I forgot to ask for one on Instagram. So I'm just going to use my NYX Hydra Touch primer. This is one of my favorite drugstore primer, and I feel like because of what I'm going to use on my base, I probably would have used this primer either way. So I'm just going to go in with this. Alright, you guys, so for foundation, I have two. A lot of you guys recommended the Maybelline Super Stay foundation. I was trying to find the 30-hour, but I couldn't find that one, so I went for the 24-hour. And you guys also recommended the NYX Born to Glow foundation. This is one of my favorite foundations. This foundation, I feel like it's going to be really matte, and y'all know I have dry skin, but I'm going to risk it. I'm going to apply it to one side of my face and see how it feels, and if anything, I'll mix in a little bit of the Born to Glow. I got the shade 355 Coconut. Hopefully this is my shade. All right, so I'm going to apply the foundation to the back of my hand, and I'm going to use a brush just to see. I haven't used a brush to apply my foundation in a while, just to see how the shade looks. Okay. Oh wow, this shade should work. Y'all, I love the way this foundation looks. I love the way it applied with the brush. I love the finish. I love the shade. Let me know the difference between this one and the 30-hour, where if you have both of them. But y'all, this feels so good, and it doesn't feel drying on my face even though it is a matte foundation. I like this. I really do like this. For concealer, a lot of you guys asked for the e.l.f. Camera Concealer Mixed. Like, this is one of my favorite combos. You guys asked for this, as well as the Revolution Conceal and Define. I'm going to go with the e.l.f. just because, I don't know, I really like this combo. I really like this foundation, you guys. So I'm going in with the hydrating first. This is in the shade Deep Caramel. I honestly don't feel like I need to like conceal the way I usually do, just because this foundation is like really full coverage and I just like the way it looks. So I'm not going in with a lot. For under the eyes, I'm using the shade Deep Caramel, but this one is in the 16-hour Camel. It is the same shade name, but the shades are actually different. This one is really light. Alright, you guys, so while my concealer is drying down a little bit, I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I'm using the shade Sunkissed. I'm going to use the brush that I used for the foundation to blend this concealer out on my forehead. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, the face is giving very much full coverage. It's definitely matte, as you guys can see, but it's not dry. That's what I'm loving about this. I'm going to take the Juno Lemon Drop sponge to blend my under eyes. Alright you guys, so for setting powder, you guys said NYX, Maybelline, and you also said Wet n Wild, but Walmart was closed. Today is a holiday and I did not remember, so Walmart was closed. So I have the NYX and the Maybelline. I think I'm going to use the NYX for my under eyes, just a little bit. And I'm taking this on a Real Technique sponge. This sponge is damp. And I'm using the tiniest bit, so I tap in the powder and then press the excess off, and then I'll go under the eyes because this powder is a little bit matte. Alright you guys, so this is where it gets a little bit tricky. I need to set the rest of my face. You guys recommended the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop pressed mattifying powder, but they didn't have my shade in store, so I grabbed another powder that I've been wanting to try and was on sale. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte pressed powder. I got the shade Pecan, but y'all, this is also a mattifying setting powder, so I probably will go in with my Garnier spray afterwards, just because, well, just to be safe. And I'm taking this brush, I don't know what this brush is called, I found it years ago in Burlington, and I'm going to use that to set everywhere. You guys, I really like this. It doesn't feel heavy and I don't feel too dry. Like my skin doesn't feel too dry, but y'all, I can tell that my skin is definitely matte right now. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of my Garnier spray. Alright y'all, I was going to go in with the e.l.f. bronzer again, just to bring back everything to life. But one of you guys suggested that I used the CoverGirl Full Spectrum bronzer. This is one of my favorite drugstore bronzers. This is in the shade Ebony. If you've ever tried the Queen Collection bronzer, this is the same bronzer. They just repackaged and, well, same package, they just changed the name. And I'm using the E4 brush to apply this. You guys, some eyeshadow got on my face, something shimmery. I don't know where it came from, but it's on my face. So I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but let's not pay that any mind. For blush, I picked up one of the Milani Baked blushes because a lot of you guys were saying Milani Baked blush. I'm not sure if this shade is going to work for me. I got the shade Luminous. So now that I'm looking at it, it looks a bit light, but I'm going to try it anyways. If it doesn't work, I'll go in with another drugstore blush. I'm using this brush from Real Techniques. This is the blush brush. Ooh, child, no. I don't know if you guys realize that blush did not work at all. It is very much shimmery, like you can see right there. So I'm going to go over top with a little bit of my e.l.f. blush in the shade Fiji. Just the tiniest bit, just to cover some of that shimmer situation that is going on there. And I'm using a Color Drain brush to do this. Alright, so I'm going to line my lips with my Colourpop BFF 4 lip liner. For lip products, a lot of you guys recommended the Maybelline lifter glosses, so I picked up two shades. I got the shade 04 Silk and the shade 07 Amber. I'm leaning more towards 07 today because of the lipstick that I'm going to use. The shades are beautiful. I'm going to swatch them real quick. This is what these two shades looks like. So I'm leaning more towards this shade right here just because of the lipstick that I'm going to use. For lipstick, I'm using this Colourpop lipstick in the shade Bloom to Bloom. I'm using the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in the shade 07 Amber. This smells like cake. I really like the way this gloss smells. Alright, you guys, I love the lip combo. I love how the face is looking. I wish the lips were a little bit lighter, but I really like the formula of this gloss. Is really comfortable. It smells amazing. I'm going to take my scarf off and then come back, give you guys a finished look and let you guys know my final thoughts. Alright, you guys, I am back and this is the finished look, y'all. I am obsessed. Everything came out so good, from the eye look to the lip combo. Like, it's just perfection. This foundation is everything. I'm obsessed with this foundation. I don't think I need the 30-hour wear because I feel like that is probably going to be a little bit more matte than this one, and I don't need anything more than this. Like, this is beautiful. I think the only thing that I tried today that I don't like is the blush, and I just feel like I got the wrong shade. Like, in the pan it looks like it can work, but then when I opened it I was like, oh yeah, this is not going to work. But yeah, I love how everything came out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. This pressed powder from Rimmel, she's that girl. I really like this powder. I love the finish of it. Like, just look at how good the skin looks. Y'all came through with the recommendations. I really enjoyed this video. I love how my skin looks. I just love how everything looks. I really enjoyed this. I think this is my favorite drugstore video that I've done in a long time. And I just love how everything came out. Let me know what you guys think. As always, leave your recommendations in the comment section down below. If there's a video that you want me to film, let me know in the comment section. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.